The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Friday the 13th edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. If you and I can make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I are going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I am here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. Now, if you've got a question, but you can't dial in, Stevie's got your back. Send me an email. Send it off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And, of course, if you're inside our Tigers Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fabulous, fantastic Friday, the 13th. We've got all the U.S. indices that we track trading the upside. Same with the sectors inside the S&P 500. Dow's up 278, S&P 29, NASDAQ 86, Russell 42. That's 0.7%, 0.5%, and 2% move to the upside. Semis are up 1.5%, a 75-point move there. Gold's up nearly 1%, $23. Silver's up 74 cents, 2.5% move. Light sweet crude up 65 pennies, 1% move to the upside. Natural gas is flat. 30-year Treasury is also flat. Now, leading the charge to the upside, it is Restoration Hardware, up $59, a 23% move. Wow. Supermicro's up $22, 5%. Lam Research, $22, 3%. United Rentals, $20, 3%. Azimil Holdings, $14, 2%. To the downside, the shake in the tree is Adobe. Adobe's down $52, nearly 9%. Garmin, down 7%, or 13 buckaroonies. Garden Stage Limited, 70% move. Oh, my goodness. Down $8 and change. ServiceNow off $8, that's 1%. Thermo Fisher is off $4. That's about 0.7% to the downside. So we got movers and we've got shakers. What's changed since yesterday? Well, when we were taking a look at the New York Stock Exchange, the Advanced Decline Oscillator, we noticed that this had closed just slightly above zero. Yesterday it closed well above zero. This is suggesting that buyers are the ones that are in control. Now, they're moving up pretty quickly. It's we're not near overbought condition, but we're not too far away from it. Our reading right there is at 114. We get up to plus 150. That gets us into the overbought condition status. So this tells us that buyers are the ones with the edge. If we take a look at the spot VIX index is trading below its 50-day exponential moving average. We closed below it yesterday. The 50-day yesterday was at 1742. Today it's at 1738. We're trading right now at 1638. Odds favor that price will go down and target the lower Bollinger Band rating. It's not a guarantee, but that's the message as we speak right now. If the spot VIX index does that, we're going to see the S&P 500, the ES Mini, continue to rally. What else do I need to show out here? Really, I don't think anything else on this set of charts out here. So let's try to break down what's going on inside of the indices out here. Let's switch over to my white background charts. So if you give me a moment. And we'll start with the Qs, the NQs, the QQEW, the entire range of daily charts here for the NASDAQ. So let's begin with the NQ. The NQ, you can see that price is approaching. It's a downtrend line out here. Each of these have a descending trend line. So you can draw these in, whether it's the ETF such as the Qs or the cash indice out there. So it is the first one up to that trend line is the equity future contract. If price can close above this area, then we're looking at a run towards the top of its profile. That would be at 19,693. In the case of the cash indice today, that level is about 19,550. Inside the Qs, the level today is about 477, I'd say. And in the equal-weighted ETF out here, the today's price target, the ascending trend line target, is about 123.50 or so. We are trading above the oscillator and change line in each of these. Now, that's a red oscillator and change line. So that tells us the price oscillator is still below zero. So it's a cautionary signal. Gets less cautionary as time goes on and as resistance levels fail. So the first resistance levels for the NQ are those descending trend lines. If we try to take a look, we are going to go take a look at what's going on under the covers out here. And for that, we get to our intraday charts. And on the intraday basis, there's a TD9 count top that had completed at 11 o'clock last night. Prices trading above that level right now. That level, by the way, is 19,483.50. We close above that at 2 p.m. I believe at 2 p.m. That suggests a further rally. Well, that further rally would be 19,693. On the in the 240-minute time frame chart, looks like at 2 o'clock, we will also potentially negate a TD9 count top. That bodes well for a further rally. No top in the 2-hour, no top in the 60, no top in the 30, no top in the 15 or the 10-minute chart out here. So everything is looking mighty strong for the NQs out here as we speak right now. How about for the ES Mini or the S&P 500? So that's a great question. So let's do this. It takes a little bit of time to do this. I don't have those charts open, but we're going to get that chart open. I'm just going to close one, and then we'll pull up the S&P 500 charts out there, the ES Mini charts. I think that's going to come on, I'm praying it's going to come on this tab right here. Let's see. Yep, this is it. So shortly here we'll get these. Now what I can, and we'll certainly take a look at gold, which is an all-out breakout mode, but it is dealing with some potential resistance out there. So we'll look at that. So we take a look at the ES Mini, the S&P Cash Index, the SPY, as well as the RSP out here. What we can see, let's start with the equal weight. The equal weighted ETF is testing its all-time high swing point. That's from the trading session of August 30th. On August 30th, there was 4.6 million shares that traded that day. So far today, in 2 hours, less than 2 hours of trading, we are at about 2 million shares. So 2 million times 3, figure 6 million going into 4.6. So prices moving into that swing point with volume. What that tells us, assuming that these volume levels keep up or what have you, that suggests as long as price is able to close the equal weight above 173.92, expect at least that high to be tested. And that's up at 175.96 level. In the case of the SPY is moving into its swing point that has volume of 62 million shares. So far today, we've traded 11 million shares. So a little bit later there. Let's figure we get to about 13. So we're at about 40 million shares going into 62. So the SPY is coming into its ETF with lighter volume. Nonetheless, you close inside it. Based on what we're looking at in the equal-weighted ETF, it would seem like that high would get tested. In the case of the ES Mini, the only topping signal or pattern, I should say, amongst these 4 daily time frames that we're looking at out here is the ES Mini, which still has its TD9 count top. Now, if price were to close about 56.65.25, well, we're off to those races. By the way, those races would take us to 57.17.75. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a look at Goldilocks here. It is in full breakout mode. It is trading above the top of the daily, the weekly, and the monthly profiles. It's trading above their green oscillator and change lines. So this is in breakout mode. We're at new all-time highs. So when we get to new all-time highs, the charts that I've found that are the best to take a look at are the ones that show us the horizontal and diagonal horizontal trading ranges out there. So, for example, if we start with, let's start with the larger one, a little bit easier to take a look at, the monthly time frame out here. So the red lines that you see, red dashes that are going across your screen, what this system is doing is looking for the largest number of co-located, doesn't matter whether it's an open or a close, but it needs to be an open or a close. So it's looking for the largest concentration of co-located opens and closes. When it finds those two levels, what it does is it sets up what the horizontal trading range is. Those horizontal trading ranges are, in fact, those horizontal lines or dashes that you see on our screen out there. What I've also done is I put together, here's the rising price channel. And I've started that rising price channel back in 2018, in essence, as our touch point, the next one being in 2022 out there. And once you get that, once you get your channel line, then that next green line, which is really this one over here on the very left, that's just established by adding the exact same distance between the first set out here. The point that I want to make, eventually I'll get there, don't worry if you hang with me. The point that I want to make is that price is trading above a horizontal trading range boundary line of 25.32. So that suggests that over time, the next price move for gold should get us up to 27.81. I say should because right now the weekly time frame and the daily time frame charts are dealing with potential resistance. So again, different time frame. But here, if we take a look at, by the way, the blue diagonal lines that you see, those in essence are matching what we took a look at on the monthly time frame out there. The yellow ones are really the most recent. Sometimes within a rising price channel, you get a descending price channel, you get another rising price channel. So I put the smaller one that is in place out here. And if we take a look at that, we're taking a look at the yellow lines out there. We can see that prices approached a level of resistance out here on that weekly time frame. So we could see a pause or a pullback, but we're up against resistance there. If we take a look at the daily time frame out here, the daily time frame shows us, that we are at a horizontal trading range boundary line of 2611. So the area to be watching, in my opinion, is that 2611-ish area. If price is able to close above that, it's signaling to you and I it's on its way up towards that 2781. I'm not saying that that's where gold would stop by any stretch of the imagination out there. So that's what I see when we take a look at Goldilocks. We're in full breakout mode. However, we are up against potential resistance level on the daily and the weekly time frame. Let's take a look at some requests that have come in. The first one coming in from Ann. We got to switch our screen here, so let's not forget to do that first. Change windows. When we take a look at CLSK, here we go. Got that up on the screen. And let me get one more thing set up that you're not looking at CLSK. So when we take a look at CLSK, this is Clean Spark Inc. So, and we take a look at Clean Spark Inc. This formed a TD9 count bottom pattern. Bar number 8 is the low of that pattern that formed on September the 6th out there. And price since then has been trading with inside its profile level. Now, what price is trying to do today, it's taking on that resistance level of that profile. That resistance level is at 940. We're trading at 941. If price is able to close above 940, even 941, but, that's kind of shaky. But if it is able to close above 940, that would then trigger the potential of a profile change in trend. So you'd have two, in essence, bottom patterns. The latter being the one that you really want to see if you're along this position, because you want to see resistance levels fail. You'd like to see two consecutive closes above 940 to give you that message. If, in fact, that's what unfolds, price should rally to 1205. That's what the daily chart is communicating to us. On a weekly time frame, the weekly time frame still needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom. Nothing else really that I've got there. Now, if the daily can generate a profile change in trend, we know it's going to target 1205. 1380, in essence, could be the weekly target. And on a monthly time frame, you've got price consolidating with inside its monthly profile. It's actually, I take that back. It is trading with inside its profile. It is closed below the top of that profile this month, but the month is not over, that being 978. So the monthly chart I'm going to have to leave off to the side at this moment in time. Your concentration should be on that daily. And the daily chart is going to be that 940 number out there. But you do have a daily bottom. You don't have a weekly or a monthly that is assisting you in that matter. And you had two requests out here. The second one was to take a look at MARA. M-A-R-A is the ticker symbol. And here, what do we see? What do we see? Let me open up this daily chart here. Okay, so I don't have that. So in the case of MARA, I don't really have one of my bottoming signals. That does not mean, Ann, that it hasn't bottomed. There are some other tools that I have, those being the profile levels. So here, we can see that back on the 10th, that was Tuesday, price closed above the top of its profile. The same thing on Wednesday. Closed on it yesterday. We're trading above it now. So we basically have a profile change in trend signal. So where price should head to in MARA is its prior swing point. That's the trading session of August 26. And that says it should target either the low or the high, 1783 to 1884. So that's the daily time frame, which is generating a profile change in trend to form a bottom. The weekly time frame, I don't have anything here that shows that we're at a bottom. Doesn't mean that it won't rally. In fact, the daily says price should rally up towards 1811. Well, 1811 would actually take us right into that swing point from August 26th. So that's the price target to the upside. In the case of the monthly time frame chart, I see lower highs. I see higher lows and higher highs out there. And right now, price just basically trading with inside its profile. So the daily looks very good. It looks like you should at least get more rally back to that swing point. And I hope that helps you out. And that I spoke slow enough during that segment out there. So very cute note that you sent. Thank you very much. Tom, who may or may not be listening, he's going to listen to the replay, I believe. Tom G wants to take a look at NVIDIA. Now, he's long NVIDIA, and his question is, when should he consider to take a short position? So when we take a look at this daily time frame, here's what we know. We know that price is trading above the top of its profile. So we have a bullish profile change in trend. It's trading above its oscillator and change line, which is red. But when we take a look at resistance on the left-hand side of the chart, we really don't see any. So this is suggesting, NVIDIA that is, that it may want to make a run all the way up to the 130-ish area. All right, so that's what the daily message is. What's the weekly message? The weekly message is that price is consolidating with inside its weekly profile. It found support at the bottom at 104.33. It's trading above the center at 117.97. It is likely going to go target its oscillator and change line. So we're going to give it an approximation of about 126 or so. So I would say that NVIDIA, at this stage of the game, based upon the daily chart and the monthly chart, we should see a further rally. And that price target be 125.85. I'm not saying that 125.85 is a place to put your sell position on, but that is a price target. Above that would be 131.60. The monthly time frame chart has a TD9 count top, and it has done its work to the downside. Support has held that green oscillator change line. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the US futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly Gold Report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. One or two adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry August 9th and 23rd for more live trading action. For this month only, use code LarryAug24 at checkout to save $50 off your first month as a subscriber to Live Trading Fridays for his live trading sessions, where you'll sit right beside him as he trades the market live. For this month only, enter code LarryAug24 and save $50 off your first month. For all the information and to reserve your spot today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at Micron Technology. This is for John C. inside the Tiger's Den. John's identified a double bottom out here. If we take a look at the swing point on a daily time frame from August 5th, that had volume of 37 million shares. This was tested and rejected yesterday with volume of 30 million shares. So lighter volume, if you can't bust them down, you try to bust them up. Well, that's in fact what it's doing right now today. So I don't know that we have a breakout here. The bust them up is the top of its profile. The high today is 91.47. The top of the profile, 91.64. So yes, you got a double bottom. We've got a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction at this moment in time. I don't see a bottom. Well, if we take a look at the same potential double bottom inside of the weekly time frame, what we see is an open gap out here. And this gap had, the breakout in the gap was 105 million shares out there. And we're testing that this week with 99 million shares. So you're going to test it with larger volume. Does that matter? What the swing point had? 50 million shares out there. Pretty sure that's a swing. Yeah. So, you can also take a look a little bit further left on the weekly time frame chart. So with regard to the weekly, is that also a potential double bottom, 139 million from several weeks ago to today, about 99? So maybe it's going to be 110, 115, 120. Yeah, I suppose. But if that's the case, if it's going to be a double bottom, and let's just say at this stage it is, in order for this to get bullish, you got to see a close above that, close above the top of its daily profile. So it's about a $5 swing, give or take, from the bottom of the profile to the top at 91.64. If we close above 91.64, then I'd say it's a double bottom with a further rally to go, and that further rally would likely take us towards the 110 area. Knowing that 98.31 is going to be a resistance battle, that is the bottom of its monthly profile. So, yeah, I'm on board with you and that call. The question is, can it take out that resistance area? Now, if we look at a short-term charts out here on Micron, do we see any kind of a top on a 30-minute chart? My answer is we don't. But price is still struggling, it looks like, a little bit with the top of its profile on this 30-minute chart, and that's at 90.83. You want to see price close above that. If we look at a 65-minute time frame out here on the 65-minute chart, you have a TD9 count top that price needs to close above in order to suggest a further breakout. That high out here is at 90.83. So you're trading right now at 90.89. This bar that we're taking a look at is going to close at 11.40. So about 6.5 minutes from now. So now it doesn't have to close above that 6.5 minutes from now, but if it does, that would be a bullish outcome for you. If it doesn't, then you're looking for the next 65-minute time period. So, John C., I hope that information assisted you with whatever action you may or may not take inside of Micron. As always, thanks so much for your request. GTE wrote in, wants to take a look at XPEV. His question is there more upside potential here? So if we take a look at XPEV, the swing point that it's traded into takes us back to July of 2024. GTE, there was about 19 million shares, 18.5 to be exact. As price was getting in there, it was with 11 million shares. So if price starts beginning to trade below 875, then I'd say there's probably downside potential versus upside potential. Right now, your downside support is at about $8.46 out there. So we are trading above profile. That's good, but we came to that swing point with lighter volume. Maybe we're just getting the chop, fizz, oh, what a relief it is by just simply trading sideways out there. On a weekly chart, the weekly chart shows that price is trying to take on a swing point from back in July 12th. And there was about 82 million shares that traded that week. This week, we are at 47 million shares. So I would say that this, it's certainly not in any kind of breakout mode out there. If there's going to be upside potential, it certainly needs to close above that swing point from back on July 12th. It needs to close above 924. So GTE, I hope that helps you out. Your question was there more upside? There may be, but I think it's more of a sideways chop right now that you're looking at. Mike writes in and wants to take a look at VGZ. So let's get those charts up on our screen out here. No specific question, I don't believe. So Vista Gold right now is doing what? Looks mighty fine. We take a look at VGZ. It's trading above its bearish structured daily profile. No topping signal or anything present. Yeah, it's triggered a Rhodes momentum indicator signal, but that doesn't mean it's a top. We need a bearish reversal candle for that to happen. So VGE looks like it wants to head to the moon. Now, where's the moon, Mike? The moon in the case of this time, in the case of VGZ, is 76 pennies. Stevie, how did you come up with that? Well, if you take a look at the very right-hand chart out there, the monthly time frame, What we know is there's a TD9 count pattern. Now, that TD9 count didn't form the kind that forms the bottom, although, in fact, this one did here, because that low came in on bar number 7. But it still established a resistance point. And that resistance point, Mike, is at the $76 penny level. If VGZ can close above that area, and I don't have any reason to suggest that it can't right now, of course, it's going to be dependent upon gold breaking through that daily and that weekly resistance point out there. If gold is able to do that, VGZ should continue its move north as well. And you get above 76 pennies out there, even though that's a monthly chart, it still would bode positive for you with regard to Vista Gold. So if your question was, should you hold or not, all my charts say absolutely. And that might not have been the question. Maybe I was thinking that was a question that was posed by Sandy. And Sandy wanted to take a look at Harmony Gold. Now, Harmony Gold is nowhere near as beautiful a set of charts as Vista Gold, at least not this moment in time. However, let's take a look at the Harmony Gold charts. And your question was, is it getting ready for a pullback? Well, as I see it, the answer to that question is no. Why is that no, Stevie? Well, first of all, yesterday closed above both its oscillator and change line and the top of its profile. You're having follow through today. That's a beautiful thing. And that suggests that we should continue to move higher out there. Where's it likely going to target? Now, that's a great question. I would say $10.14. $10.14 is the top of its weekly profile. It's where its oscillator and change line is hanging out. I think that that's where Harmony Gold is headed to. I don't see it as a pullback. Now, of course, it always depends on what time frame somebody is using. For example, if Sandy was using a 65-minute time frame, Sandy would have known something that you and I didn't know until we looked at the chart, which was that on the gap to the upside this morning, it was a TD9 count top out there. We're completing that right now. This pattern is going to complete in about 3 minutes out here. And what price has done is it's testing that oscillator and change line. As long as it remains above it being 974, the signal here on the 65-minute chart is neutral. But you still need to see it close above that high at the open, $10, in order for Harmony Gold to get its mojo. So can we make the case, at least on a 65-minute chart, that there's a potential for some type of pullback out there? The answer is yes, if it closes below 974. If we look at a 30-minute time frame chart out here, I've got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top where price also finding support at its oscillator and change line. That is 974. So I don't know what time frame it was you were looking at. I'm assuming it was more of a daily time frame. And if that's the case, I say you stay with Harmony Gold. We come back to this break. We've got some requests to take a look at Alibaba, and Avis, ticker symbol CAR, and KGC. That's from ELO inside the Tiger's Den. Right now.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the charts here for Alibaba. Daily chart looks like a schizophrenic chart out there. I don't know that I can really find much in the way of patterns. Price is trading into its TD9 count breakdown resistance area at 85.13. If we close above that today, that would be an indication that we should continue to head higher. Head higher to where? Well, on the weekly time frame chart, unless we get a rally today that takes us over just for 1 second, if it takes over 85.79, then you'd have a weekly TD9 count top. I don't think you're going to get that, in which case you don't have any kind of top on the weekly chart. And its next resistance point would be up at 87.83. So the daily time frame says if you close above 85.13, you likely travel to 87.83. The monthly chart says its next resistance point is $90.83 out there. So GT, I hope that helps you out with regard to Alibaba, and thanks for sending in your requests. Marty, inside the, I don't recall if it was inside the Tiger's Den, might have been, but Marty asked if we could take a look at CAR. And CAR is Avis. Now, if we take a look at this stock chart here, you have a beautiful TD9 count bottom that went ahead and completed on September 10th. And since then, and then there was a, excuse me, a bullish structured profile that formed yesterday. Price yesterday closed above the center. That suggested a run for the top of the profile, 71.83, while we're trading at 74.90. You now have what likely will become a profile change in trend inside of CAR. That says that it should rally further. Rally further to where? Well, the one thing that is a potential problem out here is $76.93 or thereabout. That happens to be that red oscillator and change line on the weekly time frame. Let me open this chart up just a tad. Well, actually all the way. Where are we picking that up from? Just want to see on these counts where I'm getting. Now I'm picking up from way back there. So I don't have a good signal on the weekly time frame. That's for CAR. But on the monthly time frame, boy, you've got really what you want. Well, here's sort of. So price negated is, well, it never actually formed a TD9 count. So price pulled back to its breakout level, 65.87. The actual low this month has been, let's find out, what has been the low this month? 65.73. So when you get back to a breakout level, that in fact can be a bottom. So you've got bottom signal on the monthly. You definitely have a bottom pattern on the daily time frame chart with a change in trend, profile change in trend out there. So 76.93 or thereabouts, Marty, that's really the next key area of resistance. If price can close above that, then what we're looking at on the daily time frame and the monthly time frame, which is that it has bottomed, will be its message. But not until we can get above close above on a weekly basis that red oscillator and change line. So I hope that helped you out with regard to CAR. Good spotting out there with regard to that daily TD9 count bottom. ELO inside the Tiger's Den would like to take a look at KGC. So let's go see what KGC is doing right now. It's trading down at $9.90. That's Kinross Gold. It is trading above the top of its daily profile, the top of its weekly profile, the top of its monthly profile. So that's a beautiful thing out there. It's an all-out breakout mode. Now, in the case of the monthly time frame, let's just open up this chart here. Is there any level of resistance that this thing is dealing with? Well, on a monthly basis, it's trading into a swing point that takes us back to August of 2020. And that, I'm sorry, it takes us back to Stevie's fat fingers. September of 2020, 4 years ago. 335 million shares traded hands back then. This month we are in it with really light volume. Huh, interesting. Of course, it's only what? The 13th. Stevie, we're not even halfway through the month out there. But still, this volume here that we looked at was 330 million shares. We're only at 100 million shares. So, I don't know. But nonetheless, its price target probably is going to be that swing high, and that's at $10.32. I don't see anything bearish on the monthly time frame for Kinross Gold. We probably really have to go back. Yeah, we'd really have to go back far. So that's where it should target. That's the monthly chart. Weekly chart says what? Weekly chart says, hey, Stevie, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just negating Rhodes Momentum Indicator tops out there, and that is true. There's all kinds of A to B equals CD patterns, so we're really not going to draw that in at this moment in time. Since on the monthly chart, we know that price is dealing in KGC. We know the price is dealing with that resistance area out here, but the weekly looks mighty fine. And now we take a look at the daily time frame. It also looks mighty fine. Yesterday negated TD9 count tops. You're having additional follow through. So KGC should continue to move higher. But right now, we've got to just simply establish that on a monthly basis. It's trading in that swing point from September of 2020, 4 years ago, with much lighter volume. Let's go to our next request out here. This comes from Mohammed. Mohammed writes in, and we'd like to take a look at WIN properties out here, WYNN. So let's get those charts up on our screen out here and see what WIN is doing. It's trading above the top of its daily profile, Mohammed. That is a beautiful thing, because regardless of whether I could find a bottom pattern or not, you would be getting a profile change in trend. Now, you'll need a second close above that on Monday at 77.80. If we take a look at the weekly chart out here, the weekly chart says, okay, I've rallied right up into where my rallies would typically end, and that is its red oscillator and change line. Now we're trading just a point or two just above that. The actual oscillator and change line reading at this moment in time is at 79.08. We're at 79.16. So you'd like to see a close above 79.08, certainly this week. The daily close above 77.80, and really you'd love to see the monthly chart get back inside its profile. It doesn't have to happen today. It doesn't have to happen until the end of September. That, by the way, is 79.43. So if you start trading above 79.43, we'll have taken out that red weekly oscillator and change line. That's going to then suggest that price should go target the area where a counter trend rally, if this is only a counter trend move, would come to an end. And that level out here, Mohammed, is between $80.96 and $82.83. So all looks pretty good. You need that weekly oscillator and change line to fail, meaning price to close above it, and then WIN should be off to the races. So I hope that helps you out. Now, I don't see any other requests inside the Tiger's Den. Let me just check my email. I don't believe I have anything here either. I do. Brent writes in, let's take it Mosaic. MOS is the ticker symbol. Hey, Brent, thanks for doing that. Right in the nick of time. Let's get these charts here pop in. It says, you sent an email yesterday. Oh, bummer, I didn't see it. The phone. Please give your analysis of Mosaic. I'm long from the recent low. Have a great day and weekend. You do the same, Brent. So we take a look at Mosaic right now in a daily time frame while this chart is populating. It's dealing with a potential resistance point. So what Brent did was he started that long position. He got that nice TD9 count bottom pattern. That's actually completing today. That low came in on September 11th out here. We're trading above the top of its profile, 25.37. So you got a bottom with a profile change in trend. But we still need that additional confirmation today, Brent. And what you'd love to see is a close above that daily oscillator and change line, which is currently printed at 25.95. We're at 25.99. So close above that, and then we are off to those races. Now, those races will take us up to about 26.56. That would be the next battle. And that battle would be the bottom of the weekly profile. As we open up the chart here for Mosaic, man, look at this TD9 count top that formed out here in April of 2022, up at that 79.28 level. It's been pretty much a steady move to the downside out here. So on a weekly time frame, I'm certain that if we get a bullish reversal candle today, we'll have a buy the D point pattern as well. Resistance there, as I mentioned, 26.56 above that 27.96 to 28.90. So let's all cross our fingers. Not that Brent needs that, but let's see Mosaic close above that daily oscillator and change line.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the US futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. I had a request to take a look at Moderna out here. I believe that was a request. We can see that this has rallied right up into its sell zone a couple of days ago. That's a sell zone established by that profile, and then it just simply dropped off the cliff yesterday, negating a TD9 count bottom. It's got a Rhodes momentum indicator signal triggered, needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm its next potential bottom pattern. On a weekly time frame chart, it looks horrible. You're in bar number 7. You're taking out a TD9 count breakout level. You're trading into a swing point that's got a volume of 37 million shares. So far this week, you've got 43 million shares. Moderna is going to go target at least that swing low down at 62.55. We're trading below its monthly profile level. This says Moderna, and I hope it's true. Not if you are holding that stock. Gets down to 13.53 out there. Going from $500 all the way back down towards at least that 13.53 level. So that's what it looks like when we take a look at the charts from Moderna. Let's finish out the show. Take a look at the ES Mini out here. Let's look at those intraday charts. And its signal is rally, rally, rally. Why is that? Well, you've got a negated 5-hour TD9 count top out there. You got no topping pattern on the 4-hour, none on the 2-hour. The 16-minute time frame chart, if price closes in the next 4 minutes above 56.36.75, that negates that TD9 count top, and there's no other tops that are out here, at least on those intraday charts. And that would suggest that price is going to go rally towards its descending trend line. That's up at about the 56, 55-ish level out there. Don't quote me on that exact point. But you've got rally mode inside the ES Mini out here. Let's go back, see if we can pull these charts up in time before we were off the air on the NQ. But we'd already covered the NQ at the open. The NQ, I know it's dealing with that descending trend line resistance level. It's not drawn in on this chart, but we're looking for the intraday patterns out here. 60-minute looks bullish as can be. Come on, populate here. Come on, you guys can do it. Pull this off for Stevie. Would you? I think the 5-hour chart is negating its TD9 count top. Should populate here and tell us that momentarily. Yep, that's the case out there. The same thing with the 240. No top on the 120. Folks, it looks like it is rally on Garth. Have a fantastic Friday, a fabulous weekend. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll look forward to speaking with you on Monday. Have a great weekend and be safe out there.